Hello, motherfuckers! Alright, another day, another episode. So, yesterday you saw the front was kinda done, and now basically what left to do, now do the sides. So I think we're gonna cover that with the same filler that we did yesterday with the front. And yeah, so that's gonna be probably it for today. Let's go. So as you saw, we did basically this whole side from right over underneath this arch over here. This like here is like separate the rear bumper. So we did all from that coming along, and I'm only doing like the outside shell now, because later when we're gonna put the epoxy and like all the layers and everything, when we're gonna take it off, then I'm gonna be like way easier to do it, you know, from just lay down part, all that inside and everything. So for now I'm just doing only the top layer where we're gonna cover it, then gonna remove it, and then do all the insides, the grooves and ventilation holes and everything else. But yeah, this is like all covered, and this is going on like real nice. So you can see some parts are like somewhere like small imperfections, but mostly what is most important, that the most of the holes are like being filled in, which is why is it easier when we're gonna apply the first coat of epoxy. It's gonna protect from heating and eating our foam, and what else it's gonna do, it actually, those fillings that were filled, you know, inside like these tiny holes, basically it's all filled. When we're gonna cover with epoxy, we are not gonna use as much, because that epoxy is not gonna go like into grooves, like holes, as much as we did like this now. So this is basically like really nice filled. When we're gonna coat it, it's not gonna go and like disappear into the like grooves and crevices, you know, like inside, and we're not gonna lose much of a material. Either way is not expensive, or it is, but I mean that's kind of important, and it's basically helping us to cover bigger perimeters of epoxy than like without the filling. Like for example, without the filling I did with one like dip, I did maybe this amount, like small amount. Right now we're probably gonna do like double or even triple with same amount, and basically I'm not gonna lose much of epoxy resin. So yeah, we have one side, so I think we're gonna jump right onto the other one. As you saw, we did this side also, so now both of the sides nicely covered. Here still, as you can see, there are like we probably covered like probably 90% of all the like bubbles, those holes inside. Some like bigger, some smaller, but not a huge deal, not a huge waste of materials that we're gonna, you know, apply and coat. So I better pay 5 euros for 5 kilograms of, you know, this filler instead of buy another canister of epoxy which costs like 55 or 60. So that's good, and it looks kind of better with all that filling, you know. So yeah, overall that's what we have. So I don't know, maybe I will wait a bit so it dries up slightly, because outside it's pretty cold. It's like -8 or something, and I think we can start it up and move it around, I think, with the back, because the front at some spots it's like dry, but where it was like a bigger layers, it's still kind of soft, so there's nothing much to sand it. And I don't think we're gonna sand it. I'm just gonna check for some imperfections, for example like these corners, to just, you know, go almost with the fingers to just take them off, and that's it. That's gonna be very good. And it kinda, this rough shape, probably you can see, I think it's gonna be way better for the glass fibers to actually stick onto it instead of sanding it. So I think we're just gonna leave it like that, thin layer, nothing super crazy. As you see, some gaps, I think we're just gonna coat it with the first layer, and then we're gonna probably see it clearly where the mark is. I think we're just gonna pre-cut the first layer and then apply the second, and then again pre-cut it where it is, and that's how we're gonna probably do all these joints between the parts, all these gaps. So that's, I think, pretty much decent. And with the back, I think we're just gonna take off like the whole side and just think how we're gonna do that. So yeah, I think we just gonna move the car now around and be prepared for the back. Right, so we basically moved the car and basically we're ready and prepared to do the back now. But that, I think we're gonna leave it for the next episode. So yeah, if you like this content, you know what to do. If you're new to the channel and you like what we are doing here, well, I am doing here, you can always subscribe to the channel. Thank you a lot. Thank you for always supporting, drops those likes, comments it, and so on. I really appreciate it. And as you can see, I'm kind of controversial and I'm going into some conversations, and you know, if I could, I will answer for sure. So thank you guys for watching. As always, you drop a like and see you guys tomorrow.